Well, hello. It is so great to have an opportunity to talk to all of you today. Many of you know now about 9 months ago, I was asked by our secretary and our executive in charge to move to Atlanta for a period and work as our acting network director. And after 9 months, I can't tell you how happy I am to be back in Charleston. So sometimes you hear that you don't know what you've got until you don't have it for a while. And I can tell you Charleston's a very special place. And with my responsibility as the acting network director of working with 8 hospitals, all wonderful hospitals, I can tell you Charleston is still, in my mind, the best around, and that's because of all of you, our employees. Let me also take the opportunity to thank those that stepped up while I was gone. Ronnie Smith, our associate director, just did an incredible job as our interim director here in Charleston. Olivia Frieda stepped up as our acting associate director, and John Potter as our acting assistant director. So let me just take the opportunity to thank them for just really not just keeping the boat headed in the right direction, but continuing to improve in the midst of what has been, I know, just a crazy time across our country and certainly here in Charleston. Let me also thank you before I talk about COVID for continuing to improve. Again, in the midst of what has been a very tough time, I know, for everybody, Charleston continues to set the bar in so many ways for providing great care for our veterans. Quality, employee satisfaction, patient satisfaction have continued to improve throughout this last year. And one thing that I am most impressed with is our veteran trust scores. I don't like talking about numbers more than I have to, but right now our veteran trust is at an all-time high, and that's important because if there's ever a time when our veterans need to trust us, it's right now. COVID is certainly something that we didn't really see coming and has really hit us hard in Charleston the last several weeks. I want to give you a little information on that and talk about what we're doing and what the future looks like in terms of us moving forward. So with COVID, clearly the number of cases are going up across our communities, across our state. You all have seen the numbers that are out there. Started in other parts of the country, and clearly our numbers are increasing here. So here at RVA have had several hundred cases of outpatient positive COVID patients that we're tracking. They're self-quarantining at home. Right now we have 17 inpatients that we're taking care of here in the hospital that are COVID positive, all doing extremely well. Our wonderful staff are just providing excellent care for those patients. We've got 38 positive employees that are at home. We're keeping track of them, talking to them daily, making sure they're okay, they're all doing well. And we continue to test our patients, our employees, to make sure that we're providing that excellent care. So let me talk about what we're doing. And I know you all have heard pieces of this over the last specifically several weeks, but let me give you a little bit of an update. So clearly screening is very important. We've got our screening stations set up at our entrances. Thank you for your patience as you work through those screening lines. I do want to mention, and we sent out an email on this, we have an app that each of you can download to make it a little easier to go through those screening lines where you answer questions before you show up at work and just show your phone. We do still have to take your temperature, but that should speed things up. So if you don't know about that, certainly check out the emails that we've sent out on that, and we can get you additional information. So in addition to the screening, we are doing all we can within our hospital to make sure we keep our hospital clean, to make sure we are really focusing on wearing masks for all of our staff, for all of our patients. Really the most critical part of controlling this is wearing masks. I will mention within our community, many of you have been out and about in your different areas outside of the hospital. Wearing masks is so important. I actually signed a letter here yesterday where all of our hospitals are asking our politicians and our local communities to do better with wearing masks. The best way to control this disease is to make sure you're wearing your mask. The other thing I'll say is all of us know when we're taking care of patients, when we're doing our day-to-day work, you wear a mask within the hospital. I would encourage you, if you're on break, around other employees in close proximity, please continue to wear those masks. Again, that's the best way to control spread of this disease. The other thing I'll mention is we shifted to many more staff teleworking, and we're doing all we can to continue to try to make sure staff are safe. But everyone needs to understand, as our numbers continue to rise, we're going to need more staff to step up. I have always known Charleston as a place where our employees do incredible things to step up when we need them to take care of our patients in a way that's safe for our employees. So we're going to be asking more staff to step up as we go forward, as we see our numbers increase. Really important that we all understand that as we do that, we're going to do it in a safe manner. But you will hear more about that as we go forward. The other thing I'll mention is for our patients that are being treated. We are using the latest treatment modalities. Many of the different medications and treatments that you've heard about with COVID, we are doing that here. We're going to continue to be cutting edge like we are in everything we do, and making sure that our veterans are receiving the best care possible as we provide care for what unfortunately we believe may be an increasing number of veterans going forward. We hope that will level off sooner rather than later, but right now we are certainly seeing increases. The last thing I'll mention in terms of our COVID response, we've asked all of you, and we're going to be doing this with these videos, to send us questions you may have. You know that the way I like doing things is we're a big team in Charleston of 3,000 staff. Each of you are valuable. Each of you are incredibly smart and capable. We want to hear from you if you have concerns. We try to do all we can to communicate and make sure you know what's going on, but there may be things we don't think about. That's where each of you come in to talk to us about what you're seeing, where your concerns are. We want to hear from you. So in preparation for this video, we asked staff if they had any questions they wanted us to cover, and I'll cover the question that we received today. We're going to be doing more of that and giving you an opportunity to just really talk to us about the questions and concerns that you have. So the question was related to our face-to-face visits. Many of you know when this first started, we went to pretty much all virtual care where we were taking care of patients via phone and also via computer teleconferencing with our patients. That continues. And really the bulk of our mental health and primary care now still continues to be done through virtual care. We have started to see some patients face-to-face in this hospital. Clearly, irrespective of what's going on in our communities, we're a healthcare provider. We have to be there for our veterans. And the patients that we are seeing face-to-face are those patients that have critical clinical needs that cannot wait any longer. In doing that, we are taking all the different precautions that are recommended by CDC, and we're making sure that we get patients in and out in a way that's safe for them and safe for our employees. So we are starting to see some patients face-to-face. We have really slowed that as we've seen increases in the numbers. We have not continued to increase the number of face-to-face visits, but we are going to make sure that our patients that truly have a need that cannot wait, that we're figuring out how to meet that need in the best way. Sometimes that's face-to-face, sometimes that's through other modalities. So we'll continue to do that, but do it in a way that's safe for our patients and for each of you. Lastly, I just want to thank all of you. Again, so great to be back in Charleston. I've always been amazed at the quality of staff that we have, but really the level of commitment that each of our staff shows, whether it's unfortunately the occasional hurricane that we have heading our direction or something like this. We have incredible staff that have stepped up in incredible ways. I don't want to minimize the level of sacrifice and the level of concern with COVID. I realize that coming in every day, there's still a level of uncertainty and concern with where this is going to go and how this is going to look. But you guys are incredible, absolutely incredible, and I'm just amazed by your level of commitment and stepping up again to take care of our veterans through this event. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves outside of work, continue to follow those guidelines when you're not at work. Really important with masks and other things that you can do to stay safe for your families, for you, and for our patients. So again, so great to be back in Charleston. I missed you guys. Looking forward to continuing to work alongside you as we work through COVID and response to that, the pandemic, but also look toward the future and the incredible things that we're going to do going forward. Thank you so much. Great to be back, and we'll talk to you soon.